Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more RWBY. You guys, I'm really excited. If you're joining me early today, you already know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending you up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So I think we had a phenomenal episode of RWBY last time. We got a lot of revelations, and I love the dialogue between Weiss and Blake, because at the end of the day, what I'm hearing from both of them is they both sides have been hurt by the other, and instead of talking about it and talking about why this is happening and how to resolve it, it's just kind of perpetuating, well, I don't like you because of this. I don't like you because of this. Well, you did this, so that's why I did that. and it's just kind of this cycle, and I feel like no one's addressing, this is why, you know, the faunus did this in the first place, and this is what has to be rectified between these two, between humans and the faunus. And instead, we're just getting, you know, one side kind of has reason to justify their feelings for the other, and we're just kind of perpetuating that. Weiss felt genuinely hurt by some of the things that had happened to her family because of the White Fang. But why is the White Fang doing what they're doing? And that's what Blake is trying to say. Maybe if you took a look at it from my perspective, you would see that, you know, this isn't just happening. They don't just hate humanity and they're just trying to hurt them. Like, look back in history a little bit and see what's going on. And, you know, they were in the class that was explaining that and everything. And I hope they get, I think they're going to get more into that and try and address it more. I think they're doing a fantastic job of, you know, a show that started out with cute and chibi and giggling, and now they're taking on the concept of discrimination and racism, and it's a big jump, but you know what? I think they're doing a good job with it, and I'm very curious to see where this is going. I always think that stories like these are very good because you already know these characters and you like them and you want to see what's going to happen to them, and it does make you think about a lot of things. And that's why, you know, I like that. I like that it's getting us, the audience, thinking. So we have some major stuff to deal with because we did get some news about Blake, and we don't know much about her past at this point, but we know it was kind of implied in the last episode that maybe she had ties to the White Fang. I don't know if I interpreted that correctly or if she was just referring to the fact that she is not human. She's faunus. But I think maybe we're going to get more info about her because the last episode ended with her meeting up with the guy that we met last episode saying, oh, you want to know more about me, huh? So I am so down to learn more about her past and everything, and see how this is going to get resolved, and how are we going to right these wrongs that go very far beyond these characters, and how are they going to learn to put all of that aside and look at each other as people, which was a lot of Blake's problem with the way that Weiss was acting last episode, was like, just see them as people. So I, for one, cannot wait to watch this episode. It is the last episode of Volume 1. I will keep you posted on what's coming after this because I want to make sure there's nothing I'm supposed to be watching between Volume 1 and Volume 2. So if there is anything, those details will follow. So just stay tuned for that. But for now, let's jump in. Last episode of Volume 1. Let's go.
Finally, she speaks. Nearly 2 days and you're giving me nothing but small talk and weird looks. Yeah.
She's
like
been
that.
with him?
Son,
Stupid, holier-than-thou creeps that use force to get whatever they want. Bunch of freaks, if you ask me.
I was once a member of the White Fang.
Oh.
Wait a minute, you were a member of the White Fang?
You can almost say I was born into it.
Wow.
Back then, things were different. In the ashes of war, the White Fang was meant to be a symbol of peace and unity between humans and the Faunus. Of course, despite being promised equality, the Faunus were subjected to discrimination and hate. Humanity still thought of us as lesser beings. And so, I was at the front of every rally. I took part in every boycott. And I actually thought we were making a difference. But I was just a youthful optimist. Then, a new one took his place. A new leader with a new way of thinking. Suddenly, our peaceful protests were being replaced with organized attacks. We were setting fire to shops that refused to serve us. And the worst part was, it was working. We were being treated like equals. But not out of respect. Out of fear.
Right.
So here I am. A criminal hiding in plain view. All with the help of a little black bow.
Oh.
So,
That's why
have you
she
told your friends any of this?
covered her ears.
Blake!
I mean,
Where are you?
she...
Blake!
Ruby.
Not helping! Oh, you know who might be able to help?
Weiss, I think we should hear her side of the story before we jump to any conclusions.
Right.
I think when we hear it, you'll all realize I was right. And
Oh.
Weiss's hair looks wonderful today.
Penny, where did you come from?
I love her.
What are you up to? Oh, you mean the Faunus girl. Wait, how did you know that? The cat ears?
What cat ears? She wears a bow.
Oh. And now everyone's like, oh.
So, where is she?
She's been missing since Friday.
That's terrible. Well, don't you worry, Ruby, my friend. I will rest until we find your teammate.
That's really nice of you, Penny.
I like Penny.
Really? Right, guys?
And they're gone. And they're gone. And there's the tumbleweed.
It sure
All
is
the
windy today.
remains.
I still don't believe the White Fang is behind these robberies. They've never needed that much dust before.
Something
What
else.
if they did? I mean, the only way to prove that they didn't do it is to go to the place where they would most likely go to if they were to do it and not find them there. Right?
The only thing is,
You really don't care if we find her, do you?
Don't be stupid. Of course I do. I'm just afraid of what she'll say when we find her. The innocent never run, Yang.
I think maybe you're seeing this a little bit
Blake is your
too plainly. A little.
Yes, Penny.
Well, you see, Blake might not be who we thought she was. Is she a man?
No, Penny. I don't know what she is. She didn't exactly talk to us before she decided to run off.
I don't have a lot of friends. But if I did, I would want them to talk to me about things.
Penny. Penny has like a really wholesome kind of just like childlike innocence. I like Penny.
Did I miss anything? I stole you some food.
do you always break the law without a second thought?
Hey, weren't you in a cult or something?
Ouch.
Food.
Yeah, for real. You've known her like how long?
Oh.
That's
It's them.
that's the symbol.
You really didn't think they were behind it, did you?
No, I think deep down I knew. I just didn't want to be right.
Hey, what's the holdup? We're not exactly the most inconspicuous bunch of thieves at the moment.
He's the leader?
Why don't you animals try to pick up the pace?
The White Fang would never work with a human, especially not one.
Oh.
Hey, what are you doing?
Okay. So something is up.
Idiots. This isn't a leash? What the? Oh, for
Nobody move!
What was he gonna say?
Brothers of the White Fang, why are you eating this scum?
That's a good question.
Okay. Didn't you get the memo?
What are you talking about?
The White Fang and I are going in on a joint business venture together.
Tell me
Oh.
what it is, or I'll put an end to your little operation.
What is he after? Dust,
Exactly
obviously.
call it a little operation.
What? Oh. Okay, so he has an agenda and he's using the White Fang. Oh no.
Oh no.
Right? Get out of there, Blake! God, the action in this looks amazing.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Oh! I hope he sticks around. I like him.
Leave her alone.
You are not the brightest banana in the bunch, are you, kid?
He's outnumbered, but I think he can hold his own. Wow. What's his story? Nice way to like bring everything full circle too from the very first episode. We started off the series with this guy. The redheaded guy. Oh! Yes!
Hello, Red. Isn't it past your bedtime?
Ruby, are these people your friends? Penny, get back!
Yeah, I think it's safe to say he is not a friend. Oh.
Penny, wait!
Penny.
Don't worry, Ruby. I'm combat ready.
Oh my god! What? Is she not human? Is she robotic or something? Is she of a robotic nature? Because I thought the way she talked was a little bit, I'm like, maybe she's just like, you know, that's just how she talks. No, she's got some stuff going on. Look at her go.
How is she doing that?
Oh, he's getting away. He's getting away.
These kids just keep getting weirder.
I like his voice actor too. I think that voice actor is doing a really good job. I like his. You can hear the swagger.
Look, Weiss, it's not what you think. She explained the whole thing. You see, she doesn't actually wear a bow. She has kitty ears, and they're actually kind of cute.
I love you,
Weiss,
Ruby.
I want you to know that I'm no longer associated with the White Fang. Back when I was with...
Stop. Do you have any idea of how long we've been searching for you? 12 hours. That means I've had 12 hours to think about this. And in that 12 hours, I've decided
Yes.
I don't care.
You don't care?
You said you're not one of them anymore, right?
No, I haven't been since I was younger.
I don't want to hear it. All I want to know is that the next time something this big comes up, you come to your teammates and not someone else.
Caught herself from saying something bad there.
Of course.
Aww.
Yeah, Team Ruby is back together.
Yay!
I'm still not quite sure how I feel about you.
Awkward.
Where's Penny?
That's a good
You should
question.
know better than to go running around in a strange city.
I know, sir.
What?
Penny, your time will come.
What? Queen has pawns. What does that mean? Queen has pawns. That song.
We were expecting more from you.
Hey, you were the ones who suggested working with those stupid mutts from the White Fang.
And you will continue to do so. We have big plans for you, Roman. All we
Roman.
ask is a little cooperation.
Who? What? Who are they? Oh, little preview. Oh my god, guys! All right, guys, let's talk about that. I absolutely loved that episode. I love the way that they wrapped up Volume 1. Now that I have context on some of the bigger stuff going on in the story, the trailers make so much more sense. The first episode, I love how they tied it in here. And we started with the scene of Ruby in the store that was getting robbed while, I guess his name is Roman, the redheaded guy, was leading the charge. And we end with a battle with him as well. Okay, before I get into anything else, I want to address Penny. Because I really liked Penny, and I kind of thought there was something a little bit mechanical about her demeanor. Yes, she appears to be, if not some kind of android or robot, at least augmented in some way. And we heard her in the car with another voice that sounded very robotic saying, "It's okay, your time will come." So what is that story? I need to know. I want to know the story of the blonde guy in this, the one that that Blake had made friends with. I want to know more about him. I really want to know more about Penny. But let's get to the issue at hand. So we wrapped up, we resolved our story here that we were having about this huge conflict between Weiss and Blake that was symbolic of a bigger conflict that's going on in this world. And I love that ultimately Weiss, you know, what she cared about was the girl in front of her, her teammate. And not seeing Blake with this new information as just kind of a faceless, nameless part of this group that she had these strong feelings towards. And I think that's the first step to breaking down those feelings, is putting a face and a name to whatever it is that you're, you know, you take issue with, in terms of like a group context. It is a lot harder to make those generalizations and have that anger and have that fear when there's a person standing behind all of that. Does that make sense? That's just kind of, I don't mean to get, you know, all into it, but that's what I got from this episode at the end, was that Weiss was seeing the individual and not her feelings and her experience with the group. So yes, Blake did used to be a part of White Fang, and it sounds like White Fang used to be a very peaceful organization and almost sounded like it was supposed to be, they didn't come out and say this, but it almost sounded like, okay, this was our partnership with the humans. So that was kind of their, all right, we will, this is our group way of interacting with you and being a part of this world, which quickly led just to kind of the way they made it sound like a type of segregation and discrimination, and which is what spurred on the violence. Man, they have done an excellent job of tackling some really heavy stuff here, and I'm glad that they did, because I was really hoping when they mentioned, like, I think in like the second episode, White Fang, and as we got to know more about this world and everything, I was really hoping that we'd get a little bit deeper into the story behind it. And I never would have just never crossed my mind that one of our main characters might be associated with White Fang or may be a Faunus, but I'm really looking forward to exploring that more and more. I have a feeling that's going to be a big part of the story moving on. And adding on to that, what's now White Fang, which we know they're partaking in more violence and everything, is now under the direction of another individual who is human, who seems to be answering to another person and another group. So I need more info on that, and I'm sure we're going to be addressing that more in Volume 2. My just kind of overall thoughts on Volume 1, it was spectacular. I love the characters. I think I think Ruby and Yang are now my favorites. Followed very closely by Nora. If we had more Nora in it, I think Nora would be right up there. But I love Ruby. She is so adorable. And Yang is just still my girl. But I really like the group dynamic of all four of them. And I like that we've gotten to know other characters too. Like we got just a tiny little bit of Carden and his crew. I don't know what they're all about. Maybe they'll get more into that. But we got to know John and Pyrrha and Nora and Ren. And I can see them being characters that like in the future, like they're not going to be anybody's side characters. You know what I mean? Like they're going to have a real stake in all of this as well. Like we'll get to see more of them, and we'll get more kind of like one-on-one time with them, I think. Like that's just kind of the vibe that I get, the impression I get. I could be wrong. I really hope I'm not wrong because I'd love to see more of them. But it's just, it's fun. It's cool. I mean, those action scenes, I'll say it again. The action scenes are gorgeous. Yes, when they're all like standing together, just kind of like talking, I think you can tell a little bit more that this is not put out by a large animation studio. I still think it looks good, but boy, during those action scenes, I mean, it really, really looks great. It's a strong contender. I so can see how this made such a big splash when it came out, because the first several episodes are just very fun, and then we move into some deeper stuff, and between that and all the action and all the world building, and now we have this, they didn't leave it on a cliffhanger, but they definitely left it with a lot of threads still hanging to kind of try and get into more in Volume 2. I can see why this made such a huge splash, and I personally cannot wait to see more. I cannot believe that I'm already done with Volume 1. It's gone by so quickly. I hope they don't all go by so quickly, because is the series still going on, or is it over? I don't know if it's over now. I think it might be over. I don't know. You tell me. But I think there's like, I think I saw here on Crunchyroll, there's like 7 volumes. And boy, if they all go this fast, I'm going to be done with it so fast. And I don't want to be done with it. I want it to go on forever. But yes, so I'm dying to jump into Volume 2. I will get back with more details on what I'm doing between Volume 1 and Volume 2, because I know there was talk of a soundtrack reaction. I'm not sure, like, is it okay for me to move on to Volume 2 before I do that? Is it just kind of like hold off till after Volume 1, or is that something like I want to do before moving on to Volume 2? Is there other material I should watch before Volume 2? And I'll have all of those details for you very soon. So guys, I am loving RWBY. I have very much enjoyed my journey in the first volume. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time for more RWBY, Volume 2, etc., etc., and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.